Hello and welcome back to Corby's Puppetry Course. This week we're starting a new project and we're going to be making some shadow puppets and a mini puppet theatre. By now you should have received your next puppet pack, which is this envelope here and one cardboard box. Everything you need is in these two. All you need are scissors and glue. For now we can put this cardboard box to the side and let's have a look at what's inside our pack. So inside your pack you will find some Velcro, some split pins, some colourful plastic which we call lighting gel, a bunch of skewers, a torch, some sellotape and a big wad of paper which has lots of different things inside. You'll find your templates for your shadow puppets. You've got some backgrounds for your mini theatre. You've also got the sides of your mini theatre as well. And then you should have some black card to make some more shadow puppets and some white card for your shadow screen. The only other things you'll need for this project is a glue stick and some scissors. First of all, we're going to make our shadow puppets. So for now, you can put your white card to the side as well as all the little nice backgrounds for your theatre. You should be left off with your black card, your templates, your wooden skewers, your paper fasteners, your lighting gel, your tape, your scissors and your glue. You'll also need a pencil. Depending on how artistic you are, you've got two choices when making your shadow puppets. You can use the templates, or you can draw your own, or you can do both. To give you an idea of how the puppets work, I'm going to show you how the templates work. And this gives you a basis of if you were going to design your own shadow puppet. I'm going to start off by showing you how to make one of the shadow puppets using our templates. If you're designing your own shadow puppets, you can use these techniques and apply them to your own designs. I'm going to have a go at making this character here. To start off, it's nice and simple. We just need to cut out the shapes going around the outlines. So when you cut out all of your pieces, I would just recommend laying them out flat like this so you can see what your puppet's going to look like. You have two options. You can keep your puppets nice and simple and just leave them like this and you'll get nice black outlines, or if you want to add some colour to your puppets, you can cut out these white areas here and then later on we're going to add some lighting gel, and that way we can add some colour to our puppets. To make it a bit easier for yourself, I'd recommend piercing a hole through the card with one of your paper fasteners, and that way you can get your scissors through. With the really fiddly bits such as the eyes, you can leave them, or if you have a craft knife you can cut those out. And there we go, all these extra bits are cut out. I would now recommend tracing this onto your black card, as this way you can make more of the same puppets. You can use this as a template, and also the card on this isn't as strong as your black card, so I'd recommend just tracing it around. And once you've drawn around your puppet, you can cut it out. Now if you're not adding any colour to your shadow puppets, they'll look like this. This next step only applies if you're planning on adding colour to your puppet. So first things first is decide which colour you want your puppet to be. So I'm going to choose a nice blue, but you can choose any colour you want and it works the same way. We just need to trace around our puppet one more time, and we're going to cut out the shape this time in the lighting gel. Alternatively, if you don't want these sections to have a specific colour, you can just leave them blank and you'll get a nice white colour coming through. So we have our pieces cut out. Now these have a little bit of protective film on them, so just peel them off. Now we need to stick our colour pieces onto our black pieces. You can use sellotape or your glue stick. You can also trim any excess bits that might be poking on the outside. Now, if you have a look at your template, you'll see that there's some white holes around all of your pieces. Now these are where we're going to put our split pins through later on, so if you do decide to use lighting gel, you need to avoid these areas so you can put the pins through. We've cut out and prepared all of our pieces, so all that's left to do is put our split pins through. You can follow the dots on your templates to work out where these need to go. All you need to do is get your pin and push it through the card. Now when it's all the way through, just fold over the two metal bits. And then you'll have a little paper hinge to move your joints. You can also snip these paper fasteners with your scissors if they overhang. And there we go, we have a nice little moving joint. So just repeat this process with the rest of your joints. And this is my assembled puppet. So the final step is to put some rods on this so we can start moving it on our shadow puppet stage. So grab a few of your wooden skewers, and I'd recommend just cutting off the spiky end with your scissors. Now depending on how much movement you want with your puppets depends on how many of these sticks you need to use, but I would recommend starting with 3 and then you can always add more later on. So these 3 are going to go on our body and our 2 arms. We're going to use our sellotape to attach these to our puppet. Now we could just take these straight onto our card, but there's a hidden technique that will allow us to get more movement out of our puppets and keep our hands from coming in front of our torches when we're operating the puppets. So what you need to do is grab some sellotape, and you just need to place it on top of your stick like this and fold it over, leaving a little square of just sellotape at the top. Now this is going to form a sort of hinge that will be able to bend and allow us to get greater movement out of our puppet. So your rods will end up looking like this, with a little bit of sellotape at the top that can bend. And now we can tape this sellotape onto the puppet. You may also want to use your scissors to trim this tape down. And now all we need to do is sellotape the little flappy piece onto the bits of the puppet we want to be able to move. So I would recommend putting one in the middle of the puppet and then one on each hand, but you can also put them on the legs as well. So lay your stick down and just tape over the little hinge. Give it a nice push down. And you can see that this stick will move up and down, which allows us to get greater movement of the puppet. It's the same with the hand. I'd recommend doing a big square and just going over the top. Now you can trim this sellotape down if you want to. However, when you shine the torch through it, because the sellotape's clear, you're still going to be able to see that hand detail, so it's up to you. And here we go, we have a nice little shadow puppet which we can use with our mini theatre next week. The nice thing about shadow puppets is that you can make as many of these as you want. So you can cut out all of the templates we've provided and make all of those. You can also design your own puppets. You could end up with hundreds of shadow puppets if you wanted to. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed making your own shadow puppets, and you can join me next week where we're going to be making our own shadow puppet theatre. If you want to get stuck into your shadow puppets, you can shine a torch at a wall and put your puppets in front of them to start telling stories with them. Make sure to join one of our puppetry sessions on Tuesdays 6 till 7 or Wednesdays 4 till 5, and you can make along with other lovely people, and I can give you some extra tips and tricks when making your shadow puppets. Bye bye!